So only BBs and Lamborghinis, we saved by the Lamb through mercy and grace. So only BBs and Lamborghinis, we saved by the Lamb through mercy and grace. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I'ma trust you and ride away, cause I know that you'll find a way. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I don't care what they gotta say, cause I know that you call my name. Yeah, in the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I'ma trust you and ride away, cause I know that you'll find a way. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I don't care what they gotta say, cause I know that you call my name. In the eye of the storm, when I feel like you love me for days, you told me to not be afraid. Trust in your word and follow whatever you say, and your promise said I'll be okay. What manner of man is this that sleep in the eye of the storm and speak to the waves? He got the power over every demon, and they gotta flee at the sign of his name. His name is Jesus. Remember back then when nobody supported the wave, they didn't believe in us. I had to get out of the way and show them the way. If I call up the gang to send up a prayer, I got no doubt to reach the gates, cause we don't need BBs and Lamborghinis, we saved by the Lamb through mercy and grace. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I'ma trust you and ride away, cause I know that you'll find a way. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I don't care what they gotta say, cause I know that you call my name. Yeah, in the midst of the cold storm,
I keep holding on to my key. I'm not alone no more. The way that he opened doors, he be my key. He what I'm searching for, so I'm not afraid no more. I take that lead. The past I don't hold no more. You can have it all, my Lord, just take the lead. Where would I be today if you didn't bleed for me? Or like what you seen in me, anything that you would ever need from me. But life is what you came to breathe to me. Ain't no more that I need to see. No matter the struggles, I know where I need to be. In the midst of the
cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I'ma trust you and ride away, cause I know that you'll find a way. In the midst of the cold storm, I'ma step out this boat, Lord. I don't care what they gotta say, cause I know that you call my name, yeah.
See, I got a praise inside of my body that won't leave me alone, and it's making me shout. I know it's power when speaking his name, so you gon' hear Jesus come out of my mouth. Went through a season where even the enemy tried his best at taking me out. God was giving me all of the strength I needed, so hope went turning to doubt. Now I'm alive, living this life with the truth. Jesus had opened my eyes, so now we can rise. They might not like how we move, don't matter, we walk with Christ. I hope you don't mind, might need to give me some room. You talking like everything fine, stop wasting my time. I don't just stick with the rules. If God say it's out of line, no.
Holy, holy, everything inside me cries holy, holy. You pick me up every time I fall. Jesus, you're so powerful. Oh yeah, holy. With all the angels fall before you, holy. You answer every time I call. Jesus, you're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. See, I got a story to tell to the rest of the world that's blind and barely can see. I still ain't even got it together, but somehow he using my mouth to make them believe. A spiritual battle, praying ain't only the answer, but fasting, all as a team, collecting his power. He makes something happen, we don't even see it behind the scenes. Can I be honest? It been a struggle for me to decide on which way to go, and I'm so sick of running. I got the peace that I need to block out the junk that's been trying to keep me from coming. Standing on number this word and trying to do all that I can to keep me from stumbling. Feeding my spirit with fasting, starving the flesh and leaving the body so hungry. Holy,
everything inside me cries holy. You pick me up every time I fall. Jesus, you're so powerful. Oh yeah, holy. With all the angels fall before you, holy. You answer every time I call. Jesus, you're so beautiful. There is no
this year.
Set aside to open eyes, the butterflies from my God. And if I cry, then I realize one day I'll fly and I'ma rise. And if it's bigger than my size, I guess it's David and Goliath. Ain't no backing down, I gotta get my win above this giant. Can't be scared when I'm prepared. Ain't no fear inside this legend, taking leaps of faith. Holy Spirit, have your way till I'm breathless. Loving to feel your presence, loving to feel your ways, loving to spread this message, loving to see that change. And I know you will never ever leave me too.
I could be wrong, but I really have been feeling like this for a long time. I think since basically I first became a Christian, or around that time. I mean, it's been, I'd say, a good 2 years now. I felt this way. And I'm sorry if I sound bad, I'm laying down in a weird position. But every time people talk about Project Bluebeam, I feel like it's a lot deeper than it seems. And it's also kind of concerning the amount of people that know about Project Bluebeam, because usually the hardcore truth, especially government projects and stuff, you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it. I'm sorry for your background noise, it's my dog next to me here. And I've heard people talk about Project Bluebeam more than anything else. The only other thing that comes close would be, I think, MK Ultra, and then after that would be Project Paperclip. But even then, you don't hear about that quite so much in like comment sections or around people in real life. You might see videos about it, but people talk about Project Bluebeam an awful lot. And they seem to think it's just projections in the sky, a government program that's going to basically that's going to project some kind of man-made stuff up in the sky or on the firmament or whatever. And I feel like, first of all of this technology that we have, and not only technology, I'm sure a lot of other things, but specifically when it comes to technology, I believe that demons gave us this. And there is a lot of evidence, there's a lot of proof for that. Like those fish people, like from the Marine Kingdom or whatever. Then they teach us how to, I don't know if they taught us a different language, or if it was reading or writing or math, something like that they brought into our lives that didn't exist beforehand. And other demons that have brought technology to us. And I've read and heard a lot of crazy testimonies, like a testimony I heard probably 2 or 3 years ago when I first was becoming a Christian. I can't remember the details very well, but this person talked about how the electricity came out of his light socket, and the electricity was obviously alive and moving, and I think he also said it was aware of his existence, and it was just really freaky. And I think, like, he had some kind of electrical issues whenever he would plug in a certain item or a fan or something. I can't really remember, but I just remember him talking about this living electricity that was coming out. And I've heard about a bunch of other things, and people often talk about scrying mirrors, how our phones and our televisions are technically these black mirrors that witches and warlocks use, these Luciferians, these black scrying mirrors. And so when you think about where this technology comes from, it's already coming from demons, so that's already bad enough. But I also think that it can open these portals to other dimensions, that it can open portals to the spiritual realm. A lot of these cartoon characters that we've seen, that we're used to, that we don't think much about, these are actually caricatures of real demons that these Luciferians have visited in the spirit realm. Just like the depiction of aliens, right? Which are really demons. Where do you think that comes from? Those are real entities that real people have seen and they have drawn. And there are all kinds of spiritual creatures. I mean, if you just read the Bible and you don't even read the other books of the Bible, like the book of Enoch or whatever, and you just read the 66 books of the Bible, you'll hear crazy sounding depictions of angels and stuff. Stuff that is otherworldly in a way you just couldn't imagine on your own. And we have heard these depictions, and we have drawn them. And we don't, a lot of us who haven't seen it firsthand, we don't know 100% if those drawings are 100% accurate, but I feel like maybe to some extent, Project Bluebeam is just projecting stuff. Maybe if they're going to show us big alien ships and maybe a big alien war or some, giant depiction of what's supposed to be the new god or the new world order god or whatever in the sky, maybe that will be a projection. But I feel like a lot of this is going to be actual demons that we're going to be seeing. I feel like this is going to be an excuse to allow all these demons that are manifested to walk the earth. From my knowledge, giants are still in existence. There are these manifested alien creatures in bodies of all kinds, or these real creatures, all kinds of things that the government is hiding from us, that they don't want us to know exist. And there's most certainly, I'm sure, plenty of more land on Earth that we don't know anything about. And God only knows what is on this land that they're hiding from us. God only knows what's underground in all these tunnels and underground cities and stuff that we have no access to. And I feel like Project Bluebeam, maybe some of it's just going to be CGI in the sky, but I feel like a lot of it is going to be actual demons, and it's going to be an excuse to let these things walk the earth. I never saw the movie or movies. I think they made multiple Guardians of the Galaxies or whatever it's called, Guardians of the Galaxy movies with I think there's a green person that's supposed to be a woman, but it's obviously a man, and a talking raccoon or something, some demon-possessed creature. and I think I saw a clip or a commercial from that movie, and they showed all these aliens that are actually demons, different kinds mingling amongst humans, and it was just normal. And they make it seem like in the future, it's going to be normal for aliens and humans to mingle. Same thing with the show Futurama. You had all these different types of aliens. Some had one eye, some had tentacles, some were green, some were whatever. And the humans talked to them like it was no big deal, like they were just people. And then you have the movie Avatar. You have the aliens and the humans mingling together. And so I feel like there's a lot of conditioning. Oh, the devil wanted me to think that I shouldn't even record this or talk about this, and it was stupid. But you know what? I'm actually onto something here. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ talking through me. It's onto it. I don't know squat. But anyway, I feel like there's a lot of conditioning here for this to be. I mean, why else are they putting this in so many shows and movies, right? So I think a lot of people that think they know some insider information, oh yeah, I know about Project Bluebeam, I did my research, blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of these people are actually being fooled. And they think they're just seeing CGI and stuff that's fake, when it's actually real. I think either Project Bluebeam itself is fake and phony and been made up as, something to lead us astray and think that it's all just fake and phony in the sky, or it's only real to an extent, where again, like maybe the big ships that they might be showing or certain things they might be projecting, maybe that is CGI in Project Bluebeam, but the rest, like aliens walking around and being a part of society or announcing something, maybe even a gigantic creature or humanoid looking thing that we think may be too big to exist, maybe even that's real.
Go. Go.
There's kind of a face up there. There's a face. Alright. Y'all see that? Now that's the face, people. It's up there again.
Sherry, come look at that.
It's up there again. There's the face. This is not an app.
It's a face. Everybody's out here. Everybody's out here looking. We're coming out here to see. What if I gotta get this? Y'all see that?
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Now, hold up. Let me zoom so everybody can see it. Nice. Zoom on it. Hey, y'all need to call somebody. Yeah. Tell them we're out here, what we're looking at. Now, y'all see this. You see it, right?
Yes.
I'm just saying, there it is. That's a nice, crispy face. Hey, somebody got another phone? I don't want to be the only one recording this.
Start recording this, Roger.
Yeah, you gotta get this, we're all out here. We're just out here looking. There's the dog. Even the dog's tripping. There it is. Big face. Gonna record that too. The dog's even barking. Alright, he's getting it too. So you'll probably have two views of the phone. Let's both zooming in on this thing. It's massive. It looks like it's looking at us. I've seen this on the social media. There it is. Looks like something. I don't know what that is. Got it?
Feel about it.
Oh, help us!
Yeah.
Help us!
Might be.
Wow. And would you know they got like the chemtrails flying across the block. They're trying to block it out.
Because the creatures in the Bible that are mentioned are gigantic. And when you think about movies like Godzilla and stuff, which I just talked about in another video, so I think God is telling me something here, because it's just freaky how this keeps coming up. And I'm not really looking into this. It's not something like, oh yeah, I'm on some trail or anything. It just keeps coming up organically whenever I feel like the Holy Spirit is talking through me, so it's just weird.
I wanted to say too, did you see the newest thing? Apparently in Florida here, there was a sighting of giant shadow creatures in the mall, and they shut down the mall. They shut down the airspace. There was the most police presence we've ever seen. Mike was just talking to me about it the other day, and what I find interesting is that the term Nephilim is now being popularized. Like before, most people wouldn't even know what that was. Like they'd just be like, "Oh, a giant alien or whatever." But the term Nephilim is now trending. And you were saying like the clown trend was almost like an infiltration on a subconscious level, or crossing over into our reality in the physical, with these people wanting to dress up like clowns and like cause fear and stuff. But like now to actually bring the term Nephilim to the public, like nothing is pushed on the public unless it's for a reason. So they might really be trying to bring the Nephilim back into consciousness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, on that current event, I mean, I saw in my own Telegram group people were posting about it, and I saw, it's like a from a top of an apartment building view of all these police cars, just hundreds of them gathered into one spot for supposedly a couple of teenagers having a fight with some fireworks or something. It's like the cover story for that. But yeah, I'm seeing it all coming out that people are claiming they witnessed giants of some kind there, like I said, shadow beings, and whether that's true or not, I do believe there is some kind of externalization of the hierarchy, revelation of the method type thing going on right now, where they are trying to get into the public consciousness, the concepts like the Nephilim. So I'm hardly surprised Nephilim as a word is now trending suddenly on Twitter, because I mean, it wasn't even that long ago that even Tucker Carlson was talking about the Nephilim with Roseanne Barr. Um, and I made my own video about that, saying, why the hell is Tucker Carlson saying the word Nephilim all of a sudden? You know what I mean? And people were furious that I didn't know who Roseanne was, as well as a British person who doesn't watch American sitcoms. I think I called her some lady or something like that, and people were outraged. But the point is that they are saying these words now to basically normie audiences. They are bringing it to the forefront of the conversation, because yes, I think 2016 was a precursor event to symbolize the Nephilim are returning. So they caricatured that message, using the symbol of a clown, which represents Nephilim, by saying creepy clown sightings everywhere. Well, that was a kind of a predictive programming symbolic message to say that Nephilim sightings are going to start soon. People are going to start seeing Nephilim again. But they covered it with a creepy clown sightings type message, because that's what the clown does symbolize. It symbolizes the Nephilim. It is an occult created symbol, perfectly crafted to caricature and represent demons, basically. So when you do see clowns anywhere in media, especially like an event like, the 2016 clown sightings, they're sending a message to the initiated, first of all, get ready, they're coming back. That was the message. And to the profane masses, it is kind of this getting them used to citing such things. So if real sightings do start to happen of these entities manifesting physical somehow, I'm not sure how that's possible necessarily. If that does start to happen in like a thinning of the veil type way, then they've kind of already been pre-programmed to understand that yes, they'll have a clown-like visage to them when they do manifest. So absolutely, I agree with you. There's definitely something going on. I mean, so I just saw on Twitter someone posted literally before I started talking to you. I saw that post where it says, I think it was the conspiracy pilled guys had posted the top 3 things trending on Twitter right now are our most talked about topics, and it's aliens, Nephilim, and Antichrist. I think those were the top 3 trending right now. It's just weird times we live in. What a great start to a new year as well. I think 2014 is going to get trippy.
You mentioned a little bit just a second ago about them being able to manifest into physical beings. Is it possible for the Nephilim at all to manifest in dreams, or maybe are ghosts, or is there a way that they can manifest themselves at all, as opposed to just being, like the clown image? Can they physically manifest, or maybe in dreams?
I don't think the point is that they don't have physical bodies anymore, but they do continue to be a spirit trapped without a body, without senses, without a mouth, a nose, eyes, hands, or ears. They can't experience anything. This is the phenomenon of demonic possession. The whole point of demonic possession is that these entities want to feel again. They want to experience things again. So they do that vicariously through your senses. So that's why they possess you, and that's why they get you to generally do things which are destructive to your own body, because they're seeking the pleasure from it by doing it vicariously through your senses. I don't think they can physically manifest. I don't think that's possible. I do think there may be cryptids around, left over from the antediluvian age and just after, who are physical entities who aren't dead yet, who maybe have managed to survive until this present day in immortal type bodies, or perhaps they've done what we do and just generationally procreated for generation after generation and maintained the species. But you have to remember, in the antediluvian age, after the Nephilim were created, there were people who wanted to be like the Nephilim. And that's described in the book of Jasher as a time just before the flood where mankind began to genetically engineer themselves. It's called the mixing of kinds in the book of Jasher, and animals were being spliced with other animals, humans were being spliced with animalistic features too, and a lot of hybrid creatures were created during that time, and I do believe that's where we get phenomena like Mothman, or Dogman, or Lizard People. These are X-Men. They used to be men. They're mutants. They are humans who have changed themselves to be like their gods and kings of the day, which were the Nephilim. They wanted to be stronger, faster, better, more hardy and durable to withstand the brutal environment they lived in, which was full of giants, cannibalistic, horrible monsters. So I do think people do see physical manifestations of creatures through the cryptid phenomena, but I don't think they're experiencing true Nephilim. The true Nephilim, not these faux Nephilim, are the offspring of fallen angels who mated with human women, and they became disembodied spirits when they were killed just before the flood. It's said that the punishment for the angels who did this was to watch their children kill each other, and that's what happened. They all fought each other in bloody, brutal battles for power, and they also turned on their own parents, the angels, and tried to kill them as well, in like some kind of weird hubristic ploy to be the only gods and kings and rulers over humanity, but obviously the angels are way better than them and more powerful than them, and they had to kill their own children as a result. It was quite a horrible punishment, to be honest. It's described as you'll have to watch your beloved ones kill each other. And so the Nephilim actually became demons then. They became disembodied spirits before the flood, and then just after that event, that's when the humans changed themselves, and then the flood happened. So historically speaking, maybe there are descendants of Nephilim, yes, but the hardcore originals, the half-bloods, half and half, they were wiped out first. Now, it does say that the Nephilim did have their own children by mating with human women, so that would create a quarter hybrid Nephilim, and they were called the Nephil. And then the Nephil had their own children, and they were called the Elio, and then the Elio had their own children, and they were called the Eliud. So there are iterations of Nephilim that get more watered down through each passing generation, and they probably changed their features a little bit, but fundamentally stayed the same. I have postulated that maybe Bigfoot is a manifestation of the Elio or the Eliud, these lower level ones. And it does appear that, Bigfoot sightings, they have some kind of weird magical psychic property about them, where they can confuse people mentally, they can seem to teleport in and out of pocket dimensions through trees, and they do seem to have some kind of divine, weird, psychedelic nature to them, other than just being a hairy beast man, So I do think there's something to be said for Bigfoot to be perhaps the descendant of the Nephilim, which is a physical manifestation still around. But if a Nephilim creature dies and they get disembodied, they're stuck on Earth. Then they become demons. And they cannot manifest physically again. I do believe the closest thing you can get to a manifestation of a Nephilim, a dead Nephilim, a demon, is that they often appear as shadow people or shadow entities. And I think this is because people, if they, let's say, are in sleep paralysis or in some sort of state, a hypnagogic state of some kind, just before they fall asleep, or the brain's in that mode where it's transferring to the dreamscape, or, release it, or DMT is going through the body naturally or something, I do think that veil gets thin enough for our perceptions to then perceive them. But because we aren't supposed to see them, and our perceptions are so limited, I think we see shadow entities. We can't really see their true nature. We just see like a shadowy blur type thing. I do think that happens. I think that's a real phenomenon that's been well documented. But if that same individual who's seeing the shadow entity, I believe if they were to open that perception even further by suddenly taking 3 crack pipe hits of DMT or something, suddenly that shadow entity would become an extremely psychedelic looking clown monster. Do you get what I mean? But until they do that, all they can vaguely perceive with their eyes is like a shadowy monster of some kind. So as far as manifestations, that's all I'm aware of. I do think as well they are working on some kind of transhumanist AI agenda to create brand new vessels, immortal bodies with a working, functional, artificial brain that can house consciousness. So I think that's what AI is working towards. And within an immortal robotic body, which is what transhumanism is working towards. And once they create and master that vessel, it will not be for us. It's promised for us. It's promised that we'll get to live forever and be like gods in these new immortal bodies. But as soon as we create them and switch them on, you best believe this legion of disembodied entities are just going to lap up that opportunity and take them. Like, they've been waiting for thousands of years. They will take that chance, So if there ever is a robot overlord takeover of humanity, it's actually the Nephilim returning. That's what it truly is. It's nothing new. It's just a different skin. That's all.
But anyway, I really hope I'm wrong, because I really don't want to see any monsters in real life if I can help it. Unless I get to beat them up, I don't want to see them. But anyway, just like with Godzilla and stuff like that, man. They're gigantic. They're bigger than buildings. And they're obviously demons, right? Monsters are demons. Pokemon, pocket monster, pocket demon. They're demons, big or small. And this may be an excuse to have them roaming the earth. So I hope it made sense, because I was about to go to sleep, but of course that's when all this stuff comes to me. I need to start using my microphone. I'm trying. I used my microphone the other day when I was like 20% into a talk. And I was like, oh, maybe I should get my microphone real quick while my juices are flowing. It's just if I pause to get my microphone, I'm concerned I'll stop getting on the roll I was on. Anyway, love you. Bye.
Dedicated in the church by my pappy's hands. Sat up straight, said the prayers, cause my daddy said to. J birthmark on my forehead, and mama said that it meant I would be led to be someone set apart in this world for you. But I wanted to see who I would be without you. Like a genie in a bottle, only calling when I struggle, cause it's all I knew to do. But I'm glad that I know you now, like I never knew before. I'm glad that I see it now, lifted the veil and now I'm sure it was true what they talked about, faithful then and forevermore. Oh, I'm glad I know you now, like I didn't before. Singing with the band by the age of 12. Stage fright, but I tried cause they said I did well. Telling me my purpose like they knew me, said God was shining bright right through me. Must have been a lot, but inside everything fell. So I tried to break free from the pain they didn't see without you. Got baptized in the water, but questioned if I was your daughter. I didn't know about the love you had for me. But I'm glad that I know you now, like I never knew before. I'm glad that I see it now, lifted the veil and now I'm sure it was true what they talked about, faithful then and forevermore. Oh, I'm glad I know you now, like I didn't before. Faithful through the generations, when they prayed for me you listened. Oh, you follow me, I heard you calling me. Faithful to my grandma, faithful to my mama. Now you're faithful to me, you're so faithful to me. You heard my cries at 17 when I tried to tuck away the grief. It was eating me, they didn't see to me. So I tried to run away from you, but you chased me down, cause you weren't through with what you started in me. And now see, I'm so glad that I know you now, so glad that I know you now. I'm so glad that I know